NFL, but you bring in Banks, DCam's a year older, and Hunter Washington's in here, and Bird just had a good camp. What's it say about that room and the depth almost being probably better this year than last year?
Yeah, we got a lot of more depth, so we just trying to fine-tune our technique and just get everything going like in the right direction. So yeah.
Coach McBath was bragging on you, saying that you've stepped into that leadership role. In what ways?
Just being like a role model. They look at me, I try to teach them the small details that's in the game and how to play the position and his defense. So just try to be more vocal now and lead by example.
What have you seen out of DCam specifically?
DCam came a long way. He got very good at his technique and he stepped up a lot.
A lot more depth in the safety room. How would you kind of characterize the competition level right here?
Oh, it's healthy. I think we needed it. I mean, sometimes when you're an older guy, you get a little comfortable back there. You know what I'm saying? Not thinking that anybody's gonna take a spot. You got a lot of snaps under your belt. We had some new guys, Jackie Matthews, and then we had, as you see, I mean, we had a young buck today, Duke, step up in one-on-ones and put in some really good reps. So I mean, any depth is good depth in this conference. So the more we got, the better off we are.
Seems like it got better as the season went on, but eliminating those explosive plays, I guess, what's kind of key to that, going into this season?
Just focusing on assignment and keys and make sure you're looking at the right thing at the right time. I mean, as you see, we had some today, and, we're going to go back and clean it up. But, as a defense, it's hard to be perfect. But, that's what we're expected to do. You know what I'm saying? We got limited big plays, stay on top of everything, make sure everything stays in front of us, especially in the back end at safety. But, we got some more improvement.
How much does it help to have, that depth that you guys have at the defensive line now to help you guys kind of out in the back?
Oh, it's a lot. I mean, I'm sure you can just ask some of our offensive coaches and stuff like that. I mean, it's harder to get the ball off sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It makes our life, me and Junior's life, a little bit easier, man-to-man and in zone a little bit when the quarterback doesn't have time to actually go through his reads and stuff like that. So it helps a lot.
What has Jackie Matthews shown that's helped him kind of get up there with the first team and get those reps?
I mean, I feel like he's shown everything. I mean, man-to-man, he's really good, good and sounding man. He showed this fall and also in the spring that he has good feel for zones and stuff like that. And I mean, he flashes some physical side every now and then too. So I mean, he's flashed everything we need him to flash in these couple months that he's been here to show us that he's deserving to be up there with us.
Yeah, it's not a collision between you and him.
Yeah.
What's going on between y'all and the receivers? It's getting kind of feisty out there, some drills.
Oh, just being real competitive, trying to make each other better, like iron sharpens iron. So just going at it every day, get each other better.
What do you think about this receiver group?
Oh, yeah, they didn't come a long way. They're still growing, and they're learning offense, so they're improving a lot.
Who's the guy you find the toughest one-on-one matchup in drills?
There's a couple of them. Tulu give me a hard time. Lakeedra Griffin, Tulu.
Well, what's tough about those guys?
He's fast, real shifty, and getting his route real fast. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Leach kind of mentioned after the scrimmage the other day how the secondary has been a lot more physical than the receivers. Has that kind of been something that Coach McBath and Coach Arnett have kind of emphasized on you guys, being a physical group for you?
Oh, well, we play defense, so we got to be physical in this defense, having fives, DBs out there. So we just try to be more physical and toughen them up, and they toughen us up. So let's go both ways.
It seemed like last week defense won every day, but today it feels like the offense won. How did you see it, and do you always expect the offense to come back out for blood again?
Forbes.
Oh, I expect them to compete like that's what we preach every day, compete. So I would hope they won't lay down every day and just come out and compete.
So who won today, Collin?
Offense guys today.
They got us.
Yeah,
So when you guys get back and watch film today, does that inspire you up more for tomorrow to come back and say, we got to win today?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, with my coach, my position coach right now being Coach Arnett, defensive coordinator, I mean, I already know our meeting tonight is not going to be all roses and rainbows and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So, we're going to have to pick up our stuff, you know what I'm saying? Make sure we come back out here tomorrow and play physical and play sound football.
Just talking about
He's been your defensive coordinator, but what's it like having Coach Arnett as a position coach? What's it change?
Honestly, I mean, football is football at the end of the day. The scheme is a scheme. I mean, he's definitely brought in a more physical side of the physical brand to our safety room. But I mean, other than that, I mean, football is football. I mean, at the end of the day, at safety, you got to be able to hit. You got to be able to cover in the zone. You got to be able to cover man-to-man. You got to be able to do everything. So
You were grinning about that, Coach Arnett being him, but does he ever try to talk to the cornerbacks as well?
Yeah, he get a lot of his information from Coach Macbeth. For him not being like a safety coach or anything, so he still learning how to be like coach them guys and fine tune his stuff himself also.
Because the fact is, you 5 guys have to play together as a unit.
So we all got to be on the same page, and like if one mess up, we all mess up. So that's how we go.
It seems like you were talking about the physicality and competitiveness. It seems like Marcus Banks is one of those guys that's not afraid to chirp the receivers a little bit, get into it. I guess what's it like when when it's a new guy coming in and he's already kind of not afraid to be competitive and push some guys?
He earned his respect. Like this is a big thing. You got to earn your respect around here, and he's done that by being physical, being talkative, and like just making plays on the ball.
You're both a couple of guys who've earned your place in the starting lineup, but there's some really good players giving y'all a push this camp, it looks like.
I mean, it's just, I think that just goes back to just having depth. I mean, and not being comfortable back there. I mean, like you said, Junior's had a great 2 years here, going on to his 3rd year, but I'm sure he's about to have another great explosive year. I mean, it's always good. It's always. What's up with you?
Still on? You about done?
Oh, I'm about done.
Okay.
I'm done. Yeah. You want to hop in too?
No. I'm about to leave, so I just.
Oh, okay. I just want to let if you jump if you want now. But like I said, I mean, all competition is important, whether it's offense or defense or right there in your position room. It's important
To get each other better, like he said, just being competitive and not knowing don't get satisfied in your spot. Just keep trying to get better each and every day, and that'll make the whole group better.
Is the secondary keeping score on who's got the most interceptions in camp?
Not really. Probably keeping score who done dropped the most, to be honest.
Yeah.
So who would that be?
Probably Ferg.
Yeah.
Hey, but he's getting his hands on the ball.
He's making plays on the ball.
As long as they don't catch the ball, I'm cool with it. As long as the offense don't catch, I'm good.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Duke, number 28. Yeah, Duke.
It seems like they're not, the corners aren't afraid to get into a little bit with the receivers and chirp a little bit. What are you seeing kind of the competitiveness between those two groups?
Well, it's competitive about every group, and we get after it pretty good in here. And there's a lot of loud guys, so it's good. Iron sharpens iron, so we talk about that a lot. And, we compete at a pretty high pace, and we all talk a little bit, and hopefully we're getting a little bit better while we're doing it.
Leach called it kind of a 3-horse race between Tulu, Ra-Ra, Justin Robinson. How do you see that position playing out?
It's a 3-horse race. They'll all battle it out. 2 guys will play, though, and we remind them of that, and all 3 of them are doing pretty well. So, first scrimmage, I think Justin Robinson did some good things. It was encouraging to see some of that. But Ra-Ra does some good things, and Tulu's got a lot of strength and a lot of experience. So, we'll keep scrimmaging and keep playing and get to day 1 and see where we're at.
What have you seen from Justin so far?
Well, Justin's an extremely talented young man. I mean, he's a very gifted player. He's just got to be consistent and continue to execute at the highest level he can, and he'll be all right.
Coach, you got Jordan Rosen got here in January, and he looks like a different player now. Is that just a matter of learning?
Yeah, he and Justin Robinson both of them in the spring. Now Justin just looks better in person, so he'll get naturally appreciated for that a little bit more. But both of them a little bit more comfortable with what we're doing, playing faster. And you got to remember, Mosley, I mean, he's just a true freshman, so he's still young and just playing the game of football. But both those guys have done some good things this preseason and are a lot more comfortable with what we're doing than they were in the spring.
Obviously, you love that competition more than anything. So how exciting is it for you to see Ra-Ra and Tulu and Ducking and all those guys coming out of every day?
It means you've got some good players, which you like, And if you don't have much competition, you're in trouble. You're just coaching the heck out of some guys that you hope can play well. So we have some guys that are good players. It's not an elite group. I think Ducking's really had a good spring and a really good preseason. And then a bunch of guys that are battling it out. But it holds each one of them accountable to really playing at a high level. So that's been good.
Speaking of that competition, you're getting the point now to narrow down the snaps. How tough is it separating, say, that last 6, 7, 8, 9 guys to decide who gets the most, especially come game week?
It's hard. But what's neat about our offense, too, is we play usually about 8 receivers in every game.
Right.
And if one guy doesn't play very well, he won't play at all the next week. But 2 guys will always be ready to play. If one guy plays a little better, he'll play a little bit more. And, like Mekhi Polk ended up playing a lot more last year. Mm-hmm. And then, we'd love some balance where 2 guys can really split a position. But again, when you got 3 guys, we'll go into each week. Only 2 of you guys are going to play. Mm-hmm. And we'll see how you do. And if one guy doesn't do very well, then the next guy will get a shot next week. So everyone's always encouraged by that. But also, we're holding them accountable to grading out better than the guy next to them.
between Makai and Charles and Martin, it all seemed like they had pretty, decent week one preseason performances. Like, what's it like kind of seeing them, make immediate impacts in the NFL right now?
Yeah, it's awesome. Everybody knows that. Everybody sees it. Everybody watches it. Everybody that knows who they were and how they played recognizes their strengths and what they're doing at the next level. So, as much as we advertise that state to Sunday, it's good to recognize it and represent it every day. And those three guys have really done a tremendous job through week one.
Right, Martin was obviously on the opposite side of where you coach. What did you see from him, that maybe we didn't see as much on game days just because teams didn't throw it to him too much? What did you see from him that kind of had that immediate, ability to make an impact?
Yeah, now he and Makai went after it every day one-on-one, so it was always fun watching them. But Martin has all the intangibles. He's a big, tall, long, runs well, strong, great special teams player, great demeanor, great personality. He's got a lot of characteristics you look for. But literally height, size, strength, weight, that's a really big NFL. They talk about Makai not getting drafted and him going in the third round, and those were a big part of it. Height, weight, speed, bench press, special teams ability. And he had a lot of those things. So, yeah, it was fun watching him play, and he will. He'll be a successful NFL player.
As your guys go against the defensive backs, do you notice a difference on that side of the football this year? Depth or talent?
Yeah, it's feisty every day though. I miss Makai. Makai was a pretty good player. Not many people got to touch him very much, so I miss his absolute skill set. But it's a battle, and it's tough, and it's competitive. And Coach McBath, he and I make a lot of noise too, and so it's a physical day every day out here. And I'm accusing them of holding, and they're accusing us of pushing off. So we'll see where we are come scrimmage time.
What is it about Duncan that makes you think he's ready this year?
He's played well. He's performed well. He's practiced well. He's practiced well. So he's earned the right to play well. And last year he was just stuck behind a player that was a really good player. And he knows that too. He knows his time's coming and he's going to get an opportunity to play. And he's really, really worked hard. And time will tell. But he's performed well and played well. And I look forward to watching him play this season.
How much of an asset can it be when you have two guys, him and Justin Robinson, with that kind of frame?
Oh, who knows? I mean, frames are good if you know how to use them, but if you don't, I'll take 6 little quick guys if they can catch everything and make everybody miss. So, size is nice, but if you're big, you got to play big. If you're, I've had receivers of all different skill sets that are really, really good players. So, you got to find a strength and really play to it.